Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. In the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and we say Barakatham to the Most High and His Son, who sacrificed His life for the nation of Israel. We are the ambassadors of Christ. I'm Ambassador Yabatazar, coming out of Chicago. And to my right,
Ambassador Barack.
Khan. Khan, it's been a long time coming out of one. How you been, man?
I've been good, man. I've been too wild.
All praises out of one. All praises, man. Good to see you here. If you want to go ahead and kick off the demonstration,
Yeah, Khan.
Okay, all praises.
Yeah, Shalom, wonder what's going on. What's going on? Shalom,
she got both our profiles up there. Okay, appreciate the support. Khan.
Yeah, Khan. Yeah, Khan.
Let me go ahead and let me go ahead and share it too, man, because I didn't share it, so let me go ahead and share it into the groups real quick.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I was walking back from the train, and this Jake was over here. There's just there was these two Edomites by the Bible stand, right? They got a Bible stand by Union Station, so I pass it every day. And you can tell that this truth is getting out there because the Jake looked like he was holding Matthew 15:24. He was like, so you think that Christ came back for you, huh? And I wish I was there to eavesdrop on the combo, but I had to catch the train to make it to get to the class, man. But
right.
I just had to laugh about that when I passed by. But yeah, man, this work's getting out there, man. So with that, Shalom, I know it's been a while, man, but first and foremost, let's kick it off with Jeremiah 29:11 real quick.
Jeremiah 29:11, kind of the one.
Yeah, let's kick it off there, man, because the Most High got a plan for all of us, and His ways aren't our ways, and sometimes we make these plans and they don't come through, but we got to understand that the counsel of the Most High is going to stand regardless. And sometimes, the future that we see ain't necessarily going to be the best outcome, so we just got to trust and believe in the Most High has got our best interests, so that's where I'm coming from. That's where my spirit's been at for a couple months, so we're going to reflect on these scriptures that came through my spirit, and hopefully that reaches somebody that's going through a tough time.
All praises. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, kind of the one. This is Jeremiah 29:11, and it reads, "For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Most High, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end."
Right. So we all know that the Most High ain't playing. He flooded the earth, only save 8 people. So, and me, Adawan, like I always, the Most High to me, Yahweh to me, they disciplinarians.
Yeah.
So it's like they ain't playing. So especially when you're a young man out there, you're a young woman out there, and you making mistakes, and you getting punished for it. It's easy to pile up on yourself and to get down on yourself, but when you read the scripture, it's like, wait, so sometimes these punishments and these afflictions that you go through in this walk and in life in general, they have a if you keep the right mind, if you try to keep the Most High as close as you can, it's going to work out in your favor. A lot of times, when you get things added to you and then get things taken away, or, your relationship don't work out, or, you going through it with your family when it was all good just a week ago. And these different types of things, man, like you just got to understand that there's a process in play. And, we just can't hold it against the Most High. We got to trust the process, So when because we're talking about the expected end is salvation, obviously. The expected end is salvation. We don't know when that's going to come, but the future that he has in store for us, we can't see that. Moses couldn't see it. I'm gonna get into that too.
Okay.
Gideon couldn't see it. I'm gonna get into that too. And there's a lot of great men and great women in this Bible, man, that just couldn't see the plan, you know, until it came to fruition. So, you know, when we talk about this expected end, who but us could take all this on? We have a higher, due to the law, statutes, and commandments, and us disobeying because of our forefathers. We have a higher understanding of mercy as a people. Like, we know what it is to not be able to get right constantly. We know what it is when these Edomites take things from us, you know, the businesses, we can't get loans, you know, and these different things, you know, our communities still not getting invested in us, you know. You know, we got our young ones running wild because they ain't got no hope. You know, when a good one springs out in the community, his life gets taken short when he graduates.
Okay.
You know, and it's just like, you know, please give us a break, you know. And so who but us as a people that can understand that. So it's not all gloom and doom if you out there going through it. You know, just know that there's a process. Just know, you know, in your solitude, the Most High still working, you know. And you know, there's a scripture, Proverbs 19 and 21, that kind of goes along with this too as well.
You want me to grab that?
Yeah. When we grab that before I start rambling it on.
Yeah, it's all good.
But it's good to be back. I feel like
right, Con, I'm gonna start up at Proverbs 19 and 20, if that's okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Con, another one. Proverbs 19 and 20. Hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in thy latter end.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 21. There are many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord, that shall stand.
Yeah, so in my recollection and in my wisdom that the Most High gave me, I mean, especially me, and I know that probably relates to everybody else, man, your mind. There's many things that go on in your mind. There's many voices that go on in your mind when you're going through it. When you know, in this walk, you know, there's regret, you know, there's guilt, you know, because we know better now. We know better not to eat that pork sandwich. We know better, you know, we know better not to buy and sell on the Shabbat. You know, we know better not to just put away any woman, you know. So there's a lot of different things, but you know, shame has a powerful voice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and envy has that silent voice, and that's what took out Adam and Eve, man. You know, envy is something that's very deadly, but shame is up there too, and that has the ability to slowly eat at you, you know. And we got to remember that, you know, the Most High's plan is going to prevail. We just gotta trust in it. You know, thoughts of peace. Mm-hmm. You know, like that Outkast song, that Miss Jackson, right? yeah. But yeah, man, just going forward. I'm just gonna keep on hitting on these things, you know, and you know, we just got to understand that I'm not alone. We're not alone. Like we all are gonna, you know, have our falls and our come ups, you know. But we're a family, so we got to do this thing together, you know, because that's what the Most High would want. Let me get Psalms 138.
Turn on one.
138 and verse 8. 138 and verse 8, man.
Come. This is the book of Psalms 138 and verse 8. The Most High will perfect, Salakia, the Most High will perfect that which concerneth me.
Right.
Thy mercy.
Right.
O Yahweh, endureth forever. Forsaketh not the works of thine own hands.
Right. So he's gonna perfect everything that's in your mind that you need to get right. You don't got to keep on dwelling on it. That's one of the things that's my issue. You know, so eventually you gonna stop. Eventually you gonna stop. You know, whatever it is, whatever the case may be. I don't want to get all detailed into it, but whatever you got going on, eventually you're gonna cut it out. You know, we just got to keep on doing these law, statutes, and commandments. And these are good works that we've been doing, and we can't take our hand off the plow just because we're going through it. So, but eventually you're gonna stop. Now, there's a part of you and there's a part of me that takes over when we do have some failures. When things don't tend to work out in our favor. But all these things, the Most High knows that you're going through. Yahweh Shai knows that you're going through too. So, like I said before, the Most High got a plan. He's got thoughts of peace. The future that He has for you and me is going to be great, and it's going to be capped off with that salvation, and especially if we the elect. I mean, that's why we doing this, man. You see this governor we got, Governor Prickster, with his budget bills and all this. I'm looking at that, man, I could run this thing so much better, and that's what we in this for, man. We want to run the world to come, we want to be a part of that. We want to be a part of those councils, governors and princes in our own right, because we've been at the bottom for so long, and that's what we got to keep fighting for. That's what we got to keep striving for, We them people for real. So, like I said, in Ephesians, right? I'll go ahead and get this. For we are His workmanship, Ephesians 2:10, created in the Mashiach Yahushua unto good works, right? Which the Most High had before ordained. Man, we're His workmen, but the laborers are few. That's why when you going through it, take your time, soak it out. You got brothers here. We got great brothers here. You got my man Yabatazar, man, Shaw Nathaniel, the general, Aban Ariyah, right? Brother Yediah, Dan, right?
Can't forget about Taziah, who like to be taking shots at
Taziah. Yeah, he had just called me too.
Advisor Taziah, man, that's a good brother, man.
Yeah, he had just hit me up like 2 days ago, man. It was good talking to him. Got a couple of laughs. Yeah, so we got a good team, man. We got a good team, and there's plenty more work to do. And just to segue into that work, I remember. I remember when I first got started, man, because it's been a while, hasn't it? Time flew by.
Yeah, kind of.
Been a while. And I wanted to finish school, and I wanted to, get a car and all these type of things. But the Most High uses you, and you ain't ready, right? You ain't ready to be a father. You ain't ready to be a husband. Sometimes you ain't ready to be a wife. Shoot, you ain't ready to be a manager, right? You ain't ready for that promotion sometimes. You ain't ready for a lot of different things. But, you just get thrown in the fire. You get thrown in the fire, and that's what the Most High does to us, man. He throws us up in there. Give me Exodus chapter 4, 10 to 12. Yeah, but that's what he.
Go ahead, Slaki, my bad.
No, go ahead.
Oh, my bad, Slaki. Exodus chapter 4 and 10. And Moses said unto the Most High, O my Lord, I am not eloquent, neither heretofore, nor since thou hast spoken unto thy servant, but I am slow of speech and of a slow tongue.
Right. So he said that he was slow of speech. He ain't have, listen, he wasn't no eloquent speaker, right? He was going to be set up to be the leader, and he was going to be the mouthpiece to the Israelites, but he wasn't good at speaking. He wasn't ready to speak, no more. I wasn't really ready myself, but when the Most High calls you, you go, and then you figure it out, and then you got great support. If you got a great team around you, because sometimes that's not the case, and that's unfortunate, but that's the reality of this thing. But for the most part, if he choose you, you're gonna be able to fill in the gaps. He gonna fill in the gaps for you.
Right.
Keep reading.
God, in verse 11, and the Most High said unto him, who has made man's mouth?
Mm-hmm.
Or who maketh the dumb or deaf, or the seeing or the blind? Have not I the Lord?
Right. So he made the mouth, right? So he said that I was gonna be his mouth. Right. So, the Most High has a way of filling the gaps, filling the things that you lack in, giving you that courage to step up and teach on the streets for that first time. Giving you that courage to even walk up to brothers if you on the other side and walking by and taking a flyer. What I mean? Like he's gonna put things in play. You just got to be presentable and be available. Availability is basically all you need is to have an able mind and an able body and a love for your people. And that's what Moses had demonstrated when he slew that Egyptian. He demonstrated that and even though he didn't grow up around them and he was raised as a so-called Egyptian, he still had that love for his brothers, and that's why he slew that Egyptian.
Right.
So he had that in him. Sometimes we have these latent abilities that we don't even know that we got. But like the Most High said, didn't I create the mouth? Didn't I create these parts of your body? I know what you really got inside you.
Mm-hmm.
I know that with time, even though you going through these ups and downs and this and that, with time, you're going to be one of the best out. You're going to be one of the best out.
Come. And you know what, if I may real quick, that's the same thing we seen with our brother Joseph. Joseph was a viceroy. He was living good in Egypt. His own brother sold him into slavery, which is almost being sold in the same thing as being sold into condemnation. But what did he do? He had mercy upon his brothers. He showed love to his father. And regardless of whatever he may have went through, the Most High preserved him and brought him through all of that. And that's the message that we're trying to get across to yourselves, but also ourselves. This applies to us as well. Go ahead, Art.
Yeah, come. It's just a part of life, going through different things, and that's what the scriptures are there for, is to reflect. It's a double-edged sword. So the things that I read is gonna hit me, it's gonna hit you, it's gonna hit everybody. Right? It's gonna cut everybody. But it's good medicine. It's good medicine for the spirit to look at these our forefathers and the people that came before us and see what they went through as a light and as a guide to what may come into fruition for yourself. Like our brother Moses, him growing into the role. It's not all going to be perfect right away, right? He didn't manage to take speech classes, right? He didn't have time to go to, debate school and whatnot. He just got thrown out there. And that's the Most High style. That's the Most High style. Because he made you. Let me get Jeremiah, the first chapter, 6 and 7.
You want me to finish this one out? Because we still have one more.
Yeah.
Exodus 4 and 12. Now therefore go, and I will be with thy mouth and teach thee what thou shalt say.
Right. And we got to understand. Man, the Most High is gonna be there. You know, the Most High is gonna be there with you. Yahweh Shai is gonna be there with you. You know,
Okay.
he's gonna help you out. You just gotta believe in it through thick and through thin. That's what it is. You got these doubts, you got these concerns. Like I said, he's gonna fill in the gaps. And we're gonna read about a couple other people that I got. Where they fill in the gaps, where the Most High fills in the gaps for them.
Okay.
But yeah, but it's powerful, man. The Most High uses you when you're not even ready. Sometimes you can't. It ain't like that. That's not how you working. And for me and you as mortal man made of flesh, it's hard for us to understand. We want all our P's and Q's. We want the credit score to be about 750. We want we want the gas full. He's sending you out there, with the gas almost on E. It's like, well, Lord, I gotta go stop. Nah, it's gonna be enough. It's gonna be enough to get there. It's gonna be enough. I'm gonna be right with you. I'm gonna make sure. Right? I got a flat tire though. Nah, it's going. Trust me, it's gonna keep on rolling. We gonna get to the destination. Don't you worry about that. Don't you stop and try to put some air in them tires. I got you. I'm the air. I'm gonna fill that tire up. That's what he's working with, man. It's a beautiful thing, man, to have a powerful spirit like that rocking with you. A great comforting spirit, and that's my issue sometimes is that I know that he's also the king of terrors too. Right. And sometimes it's like I don't know whether he's getting on me waving his hand, because he's gonna wave that hand and that hand's gonna be heavy. That hand's gonna be a thousand Mike Tyson joints, man. You know what I'm saying? Bah, ha, ha. That thing's gonna be heavy. He's heavy-handed. So but at the same time, it's all for a grand purpose, a greater outcome. If you stay with it and you don't completely fall off, because it is a test too. You're right. It is a test.
Right. That's kind of like what Chief Teresa Bond saying about us being the only people on this earth that can change our own destiny. How great is that? We suffer the curses of the things that happened before us because of the things that our forefathers suffered. And you just go into generation after generation and generation and generation, you see it wax and work. But we always have to remind ourselves that we're the children of the light and not the children of the dark. And when we run into these rough times, I'm susceptible to it myself. When we run into these tough times, sometimes it's easy just to crawl into a corner or corner of your mind and whip your own ass. Sometimes, when we suffer, we forget all the great things that the Most High has brought us through. And we forget those things and we focus on what's going on in front of us. When we need to have that full balance of being able to see what we're going through, trying to seek the face of the Most High while we're going through it, facing east and giving our arms and our prayers unto him and our cries and our moans out to the Most High, and walking through that and suffer that with joy. Because to endure, you're going to have to suffer. And to suffer, you got to endure. And just remember, man, just like right now, we just came out of a pretty bad frigid winter. Just like right now, I just heard that the brothers and sisters out east, they just got pummeled with more snow.
Yeah, they did.
We was stuck with a cold front. It was like, when was it going to end? Horrible temperatures. Big piles of dumps of snow in places all around the country. For those of us in the Midwest and East, we know how to drive through that stuff, but most of America don't. Just think about the things the Most High has taught us in this truth and brought us to this light of understanding versus those who do not. It's the same analogy of us who know how to drive through the snow, put our snow tires on, even have to wrap the chains around the tire to break the ice up so that we're not sliding and slipping all over the road. But just think about, for those who don't have that experience, how much tougher it is. That's the same correlation with this walk and the things that we go through. And just having that balance to endure to the end. Kind of, what did you want? What did you want on Jeremiah? What other one? Whenever you're ready.
The first chapter, 6 and 7.
Okay, Jeremiah 1, 6 and 7. All right, kind of other one.
God.
Oh, okay, Con, all praises. That's beautiful right there. Jeremiah, all praises. And man, it's sometimes it's hard. It's easy to forget that. If you walking in your filth or you walking in your suffering, whether it's a loss of a loved one, like I got a brother, he just lost his wife. And it was hard for me to even look at the videos in the hospital, because of what she was suffering. And I'm talking about sister had a huge growth of a tumor coming out of her neck. And to hear the testimony of how she stayed prayerful, was always smiling and speaking the word and speaking life into other people while she was suffering, and watching my brother, knowing that these two in this community in Chicago, that they're looked at as one of the young power couples. They've been together since high school, 3 children, been married since high school, both college graduates, got a house, got it going on, and very strong in the Israelite ministry. And to see his wife go through that, to see her endure that, and to see this brother holding on for his children, smiling, trying to keep his children distracted and uplifted, and knowing why he was suffering himself. As of I think last week, sister passed away. I think Monday or Tuesday. So I know we're having the gathering this week, this Sunday. But it's just powerful for those who are going through it, and they actually exemplify the things that we should be doing, and then how easy it is for us that when we're in it ourselves, we forget. This is on Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. And I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.
Come. So, I mean, he already knew what we was going to be doing, and like I said, it's just a process, it's a process of building you up. I play ball, right? So sometimes, you hear about the coach really liking you, right? But he goes in on you though, right? And it's like, yo, I think it was like we got the Caleb Williams as a quarterback, and he was like, yo, does this dude even like me? Because he was getting on him so much, but he knew that he was going to be that good,
right?
So he knew that I was me, everybody on it. He knew that we was going to be doing this from all the way back when we was in the womb, right? So every chance that we get, man, we got to just reflect on that, man, that we're here for a reason, and it's not for vain. It's not for nothing. It's not out of curiosity that we're here. It's meant to be. It's truly meant to be. It's truly meant to be.
And
then what is
you want me to
I think the
you want to finish that out?
Yeah. What's about the 7?
Kind of my Jeremiah 1 and 6. Then said I, Yahweh thy power, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child. But Yahweh said unto me, say not, I am a child, for thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I can command thee, thou shalt speak.
Right. So the Most High using you when you now ready. He said Jeremiah was like, man, I'm a child. Man, what can you do with me, man? I'm just a youngin. But there ain't no respect to a person, man. He gonna use the young. He's gonna use the old, and that's how he gets down. So it's an honor and a privilege to be able to be called to do this. And sometimes I like to reflect on some of the minor prophets and the major prophets and what they went through when they were starting out. But he said, man, he said, say not I am a child. It's just like, man, with these laws, statutes, and commandments, man, you gonna tear these streets up, Jeremiah. I'm with you. And that's all you need. And that's powerful. And sometimes we take that for granted. Uh, a lot of times, shoot, you fear the Most High so much, you know, you gotta want to back off you a little bit, man. You know, but at the same time, there's just another case, man, of one of our elders, man, just not being ready yet, but he getting thrown up in there. He getting thrown up in there. He ain't got time to get older. He ain't got time to finish high school. He got to go out there and warn the people. And there's another one. The last one I'll get on this is Gideon. The Judges 6, 14 and 15.
Judges 6.
Yeah, Judges 6, 14 and 15.
Count out one. This is the book of Judges, chapter This is the book of Judges, chapter 6, verse 14. And the Most High looked upon him and said, Go, and this thy might, and thou shalt save Israel from the hand of the Midianites. Have I not sent thee?
Right. So when Gideon was very weak at this point, but he said, man, go in the strength that you have. That's enough. Sometimes we don't know how powerful we are. A lot of times, our voices need to be heard, especially out there, in the highways and the byways, just in everyday life. Sometimes we need somebody to stand up and tell some of the youngins to, cut it out. Or, we just need more of that, and stop being so standoffish and just stand by and so quick to, record with the phone, you know what I mean? Like use your mouthpiece.
Right.
Use your voice of reason. It's gonna be enough. Different things like that, But when it comes down to this work and standing up for the Most High, everything that you got, man, is everything that you need. And a lot of times that's hard, especially for me being a planner and wanting everything the I's got to be dotted, T's got to be crossed. Sometimes sometimes that sentence ain't gonna be finished all the way. Sometimes that paint only got a couple of strokes on it. I mean, that what I'm saying, that canvas only got a couple of strokes of paint on. I can't complete the whole thing.
Okay.
But it's enough. Everything that you got over there on the other side of this video, man, it's enough, man. It's enough to do the law, statutes, and the commandments. It's enough to keep the Shabbat. What does it say that the laws aren't grievous? It's enough, man. It's enough you got enough strength in you to put down that pork and that lobster and that shrimp. You got enough strength in you to, stay away from certain brothers that's dealing with certain things, in certain areas, man. You got enough strength in you for that.
Right.
You got enough strength to see the signs and to get out of harm's way, man. You got that in you. You got enough strength in you to pick yourself back up, which is one of the hardest things to do. But a righteous man gonna fall 7 times, regardless. So we all gonna go through it. But that's powerful. But I meditated on that a couple of days last week and everything. But yeah, man. But that's a powerful thing, man. It's enough. Like what he had, even at his weakest, it was enough to save his people.
Right.
Yeah.
Verse 15. And he said unto him, O my Lord, wherewith shall I save Israel? Behold, my family is poor. Behold, my family is poor in Manasseh, and I am the least in my father's house. And the Lord said unto him, Surely I will be with thee, and thou shalt smite the Midianites as one man. That's powerful.
Right. That's powerful
That's
because he's going to be with you. It's like it's when you got that power, that hidden almighty power, man. That that King of Terror that's working for you on your behalf, standing beside you, that flooded the whole earth, man, and spared only 8 people. When he's rocking with you, man, you could do anything. It's just, it's like with me, is like, all right, are you punishing me, or is this like a purpose for this? It's like, all right, how are we playing this, right? But like I said, man, in Psalms 138:8, man, the Lord is going to perfect everything that concerns you, and as long as you keep on doing these works, man, everything that you ask for is going to be given to you in due time. Right. Like I said before, man, the Most High is going to fill the gaps for you. He's going to fill the gaps for you, man. It's going to build you up. He's going to build you up slowly but surely. Yeah. Let's see here. What else we got? We can go 1 Corinthians.
Okay, come on one.
Yeah, we can go 1 Corinthians. Go 1 Corinthians, man. Like I said, this thing's all about getting to the kingdom. Getting to the kingdom, man. Getting up out of this situation that we're in right now. Right. In Babylon. Because this ain't it. This is not it. These Edomites is running this place to the ground. To the ground. And I don't want to, be in the rubble with them. You know what I mean? But check it out. 1 Corinthians 2:9.
All right, this is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 2, verse 9. And it reads, But as it is written, eye has not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the thing which Yahweh has prepared for them that love him.
Right. So, and then that's a beautiful thing, man. So, and that's what we striving for. Now, as we know, the love part in the scriptures is doing the law, statutes, and commandments. Obviously, love is an action word. I haven't been gone for that long for y'all to understand that. So I'm gonna remind you that it's not just saying that you love them, but you got to show it. You can't just tell your lady that you love her. You gotta give her some flowers. You gotta take her out sometime. You gotta. It's an action that confirms the thought. And there's many mansions that are prepared for us, man. There's many mansions that are prepared for us, man. We got so much good things ahead. We just got to get through this bitter part, in this life. Because the scriptures are, it's bittersweet, all right? It's a sweet end, but to get there is just, we just got to go through it. We got to go through it, man.
Kind of one kind. I got a couple of precepts, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Con. This is the book of Romans 8, chapter 8, verse 18. 8 and 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. That's exactly what the brother's talking about. The things that we suffer and the things that we go through is for a purpose. Just like any good parent, you're going to chasten or correct your child. When you see yourself slipping or whatever, understand that the Most High is giving you a way to go on a straight and narrow path or to the left or right. And if you slip either way, we know that there are some consequences there. It doesn't have to be a death consequence, but a lot of times when we fall off into our own madness or our own funk, it can lead us to our own destruction. So the things that we're going through right now is nothing compared to what's going to happen if we continue to walk the walk, to continue down that righteous path, to continue to seek the face of Christ and the throne of the Most High. That's why it's important that we always remember, man, that's what the congregation is for. Like the scriptures say, get the love of the congregation. So when we isolate ourselves in our own madness, we forget these things. But if we stay on that narrow path, or if we shall return back to where we fell off at, just think about what's going to be given to us in the future. World domination, rulership, payback. And even in some aspects, even showing mercy unto those that we may see not worthy to be shown mercy. And then down in Romans 8:28, and it reads, and we all know, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Most High. So everything we suffering through and everything that we labor through, putting our best foot forward, we know those things work together for good. Because we do what? We keep the commandments. We love the Most High. And to remind ourselves that we are them that are called according to his purpose. The Most High could have left us out here in the darkness, man. For real, for real. Last time I was at camp, we were teaching, and it was a beautiful camp. We was having a unity camp in the city, and when I was on the mic, just following the spirit of the crowd and the people, and letting the Ruach, continue to lead me. There were some sisters in the crowd trying to get the attentions of these young brothers. I got to pause for a second when I think about this, because this is wild. So the sisters, they bringing in the brothers and the sisters, stopping them in the cars, bringing them all in, doing the works that the sisters should be doing. Out there cheerleading, asking questions, totally involved, asking questions about their children, their sons, about why are men like this? Why are women like that? Why is all this hate? And in the midst of them trying to bring people in, they saw they started yelling to these two young brothers across the street. And while I was on the mic, I seen the brother. I was like, yo, bro, come on over here and hear the word. We all people. We all nation. We out here for y'all. Come on over here. Nah, brother, put that out. Come on over here. You can do that later. Hey, brother, your life might depend on this. And the brothers, they gave us that same, in Chicago, this means I'm going to spin the block. I'll be back. That's the blow you off tactic, right? They ain't coming back. And and it was just so crazy because when it took place and they kind of brushed us off, I just continued on with the word. But that stayed in my mind, because that same corner they were turning around, going up the streets, that's the same corner where I used to sit out there in wickedness, have knockout contests with my guys against our own people. The same neighborhood that I used to do my evil and wickedness in, here I am out here trying to preach the word of restoration. And probably 15 minutes after I got off the mic, bro, them same two dudes, all I know is I heard 2-3 gunshots. Pack, 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 bow, bow, bow. Turn around, look. Both of them dudes running, but one collapses. We see a little kid running the opposite direction. His brother got shot a few inches from his spine. So me and some of the brothers, we did what we were supposed to do. We was our brother's keeper. We were on point because we know it was a shooting, but we ran over there because there was a victim now. Brother, covered up his wound to the ambulance and all of that got there. But it's just that crazy that just like that, in a blink of an eye, your life could be gone. Just like that. Going to flame, just to go flame that square, that blunt up. Go crack that liquor bottle open. When the Most High is calling you, and he sent the teachers out there to reach out to you, to gather you, to plant that seed, and you refuse, the Most High might take your life right then and there. And how beautiful it is that we have that covering by knowing this knowledge and this wisdom and having this understanding of how we should walk. And I digress on that. You got anything else you wanted to bring?
Oh, plenty.
Oh, okay, Ken, do your thing. I ain't trying to take over. Ken.
No, that's beautiful, man. Because it's like, it just goes to show you, it's like, that's why I'd be scared.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I be tripping sometimes because it's like sometimes you only got one shot.
Mm. Ah.
So it's like how lucky am I to
Mm.
just be getting dealt with like how the Most High is dealing with me personally, you know? And then you know what I mean? Like
Mm.
I always think about that, you know.
Con.
Um, but there's a lot to this Israelite thing and to this community, man, that people don't really get to see,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just a shame that it's got to begin and end with I gotta love the so-called white man. You know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
man, you
Right.
missing out on all the fun, not on you
Con
missing
of
out on
them.
all the fun. You missing out on 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 the understanding that comes through the hardships and laboring with your brothers and people that you frankly are getting to know, and then
Con.
brotherhoods be sprout because of it. And I'm and then you know what? That's why I like my one friend, man. He used to go to college with me, and I had told him I was an Israelite, and he just said it right out straight. He was like, "Oh yeah, it's because of the brotherhood, man." He was like, "I know." This is the brotherhood, you know. It was nothing about no teaching or nothing like that. It was just straight up. Ah, it's the brotherhood, man. Yeah, man.
Con.
Yeah,
Con.
and that's my guy too. That's my guy too. Been through a lot with that brother too. He lived on 70. Well, I don't want to say where he lived, but he lived
Right.
close by 79 too as
Right.
well.
And
So
you
he
know what
probably
I?
that.
And you
Yeah,
know
he
what
probably
I'm sorry. What you brought out in First Corinthians 2:9. Can we go revisit that because it's a lot of meat right here, just off of what we were just talking about. Like this is fire, man, and all praise to the Most High that He put it on your spirit to bring this out. Let me bring that from the top again, but I'm gonna read a little further down. This is First Corinthians 2:9. But as it is written, I have not seen, nor ear heard, nor have entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love Him. Right? But the Most High has revealed them unto us by His Spirit, for the Spirit searches all things, yea, the deep things of the Most High. And what took place with them young men, even what Barak said about his boys, talking about, man, you an Israelite, it's got to be the brotherhood. Those are the things that the Spirit of the Most High searches out, the good and the bad. So even with Barak's friend from college, that's just something from him to build on towards this understanding with that brother about the brotherhood versus wearing them out with 150 precept combinations and all of that, but just building with him off the brotherhood and showing them the spirit of the brotherhood by the word, right? And then it says, verse 11, for what man knoweth the things of a man, save the spirit of man which is in him? Them brothers did not know that those shots was going to ring out. I'm not going to say it because they refused to hear the word, but because of their works in the darkness.
Mm.
And we're trying to bring them to the light. Hey, only the Most High knows. When me and the brothers from HOI and WFI and the other camps are out there, brothers was like quick, when we found out what was going on, a little further into the story with the young man, the brother who got shot. What we found out was from the store clerk that them two brothers was inside the store harassing this other dude, trying to run in his pockets, trying to go in the young boy pockets and all that, following the young boy all around the store and even following him up the block, which is how that whole situation popped off. So we call it judgment. We can call it also mercy by the Most High, because the Most High could have took him out. And I just pray that, when we're out there again, maybe we'll see that brother again and he's still alive or not paralyzed, and maybe he'll be ready to receive this word, right? So anyway, verse 13. I'm sorry. Now we have received, verse 12. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit of the Most High, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of the Most High. This covenant, this relationship, this brotherhood, this sisterhood, this walk, this inheritance. This was freely given unto us by the Most High.
God of the one.
He could have chose anybody. Remember, the Most High told Moses he's going to kill all us. He's going to kill all us.
Yeah, he did.
Yo, for real, we could actually be another nation if Moses didn't go before the throne of the Most High and plead with him. As Sarnetta like to say, God had to be rebuked by Moses. Nah, it wasn't so much that Moses had the brass to think that he can go rebuke the creator of all things. Nah, he just went back and pleaded with the Most High and begged the Most High to have mercy and to remember his covenants. Those are the things that were freely given to us, even to this day in this generation.
And then may I add, that's why Moses was the man for the job, because he had that in him to be able to get the Most High a little rebuttal. You know, and that's another reason why he got chosen. So come.
Right. Come. Moses wasn't crazy. Like, Lord, you bugging out. You crazy. Nigga, you going on. Nah. He had respect and humility before he went before the throne of the Most High. And let me just bring this last one out real quick. This is on 1 Corinthians 2:13. Which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth. Man's wisdom can only get us so far. True enough, I'm going back to school to finish up my bachelor's and all of that. But I also know that wisdom from that education can only get me so far. But which the Holy Ghost teaches, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. And that's why we're told to be of the world, but not of this world. Yes, we have to live in this world and we have to see all this stuff going on around us, but we don't have to partake. The Most High has paved another road for us. And again, think about how special we are. Out of the 70 nations that are left on the earth, that we're the ones chosen. You know what I'm saying? God. And that's why, we got to do this. I'm gonna get this. I'll pull it up. Go ahead, Con.
I'm gonna get James verse James 1, 2, and 3. Brethren, my brethren. Notice how he said brethren, right? Count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. So it's just a part of it. It's just a part of it, man. I know we know the trial by fire and things like that, but this process of refining us, that's the part that we can't really see. That's the part I can't really see, right? But there's gonna be, especially with all of you out there, there's gonna be, there's a refining process that's taking place right now, right? And then the outcome of that is gonna produce something that's acceptable onto the Most High, something that's a little bit more presentable onto the Most High. But you gotta go through that process, just like that gold goes through that process, and all these fine materials, when they get presented in that glass, they had to go through a process to get up in there to be shown off, right? To be considered something of value, something that everybody wants. And that's what's going to happen to us. Everybody's going to want to be Jake. Everybody's going to want to get down with what we got, because we're going to be shining. We're going to be shining like diamonds, or the precious stones, because diamonds, the isotropic and anisotropic and all that, we already know that diamonds, when you put the pure light to them, they kind of shine like a coal. They don't got no light to them, right? Sapphire, put it to pure light, it just glows like the rainbow. It's beautiful. Amethyst, same thing, beautiful. Even quartz, beautiful, right? We are those precious stones. But to get to that level, we got to go through it. We got to get refined. That sometimes brothers like me kind of forget that, but You know, the scriptures do remind you. The scriptures remind you. I'm just gonna run through it. Let's see what else we got. You know, Psalm 66 and 10. I'll slow down. I mean, you can get that too. Psalm 66 and 10. Just to reiterate. Psalm chapter 66 and 10, man. Yeah, man, it's definitely about endurance. It's about endurance. It's about, you know, forgiving yourself. It's about battling all those devices that's in your mind when doubt sets in, fatigue sets in, shame, guilt, all those different things.
Wow. This powerful right here, what you just pulled out. This is on Psalm 66 and 10. For thou, O God, hast proved us. Thou hast tried us as silver is tried.
Right. And silver's up right now, too.
Yep. Good. It's up. Good.
Yeah, brother. Silver, you gotta tuck that in, brother. Might want to, you know what I'm saying? You gotta tuck that in. Nah, but for real. It's the process, man. When Peter's talking about greatly rejoice, though now for a little while you had suffered all kinds of trials, man, it's hard sometimes to sit there and smile about your affliction. And that's a skill. That's a skill. And we may not get that many chance to be able to do that. Mm-hmm. So, you know, moving forward, you know, just as a reminder to myself and to everybody out there on YouTube land, when you going through something tomorrow, because it may happen tomorrow, knowing how the spirit works. It could happen on the Shabbat, could happen next Monday. When you going through something, man, smile about it. You know, show a little bit of decorum, because, you know, the thing about this, man, is like we're leaders in the making. So, you know, we gotta be better with that. We gotta be better with that. We can't, you know, because if you're a king and you got a kingdom, you can't just be shooken on any which way, because you're the one that's gonna send out the army. So if you got hothead king, you know, you just gonna be going to war with everybody, man. So we got to show a little bit more resiliency. Right. Not resiliency, but we got to show a little bit more, you know, calmness and being able to take it with pride, you know, and maybe not pride, maybe that's not the right word, but take it with gladness. There we go. Yeah.
I know it's. Let me grab them last two for you when you're ready.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Yes, 66 and Psalm 66 and 11. Thou broughtest us into the net. Thou layest affliction upon our loins. Verse 12. Mm-hmm. Thou hast caused men to ride over our heads. We went through fire and through water, but thou broughtest us into a wealthy place.
Mm-hmm. And this is what we're going through right now. We going through the fire and the water. We're going through everything right here. We've been going through it. Started going through it. You know, after 70 AD for the most part. You know,
this reminds me of that video we shot on Passover a couple of years ago. Going through it.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, this definitely just made me think about that moment and what that message was in that video. You know, we all going through it, man. You know, the walk is as we mature and get stronger in our walk, it does get easier, but you're still going to run into your pitfalls. You know, life happens, and we can't let life happening take our joy.
Another thing I wanted to say too.
When
it comes to this refinement, you see, let y'all in a little secret here, okay? When it comes to this, to the gold and to the silver, you can't have the temperature up just a little bit to get it where you need it to be. You have to have intense heat on that thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like when
Ah!
I was thinking about this, I was like, yo, so the Most High's gotta turn up on you. He gotta turn up on you because that's how hot it gets to refine that gold, man. And it can't be on a low heat, you know, like you boiling some rice. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta turn that thing all the way up until it click, 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 click. You know what I mean? If you got them gas stoves, you know. Oh man, but it's intense heat. It's intense heat. But man, well, listen, man, we the sons of Adam, man. We are the lineage of David. So we can take that. We're about that, you know. And that's what we gotta remember, you know. That's what we gotta remember. But that goes along with what Peter was talking about in the first chapter, First Peter. I don't want to get it. I basically split it up. What else we got? We can get Proverbs 16:3.
Okay. Cut on the one.
Yeah, we can get that. We can get that. You know, maybe this season didn't turn out to the way it was supposed to, right? Maybe there's other, you know, because sometimes the harvest, sometimes you don't yield as much. Sometimes you know the weather's not good. Sometimes the soil ain't ready for that type of yield. So you know we'll chalk it to the wind, but maybe in the next season, right, we'll have a great yield, right? And so that's what we'll do. But you can't know unless you keep on trying to till that ground. Go ahead.
This is this book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 3. Commit thy works unto the Most High, and thy thoughts shall be established.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. All your plans is going to be achieved in this walk, man. All your plans are going to be achieved in this walk. It kind of goes in line with Matthew's 6:33, as far as you know, chasing the kingdom, and everything else will be added on to you. Right. So, you know, we just gotta, you know, I know, the hand might get a little heavy, it might get a little tired, it might slip up off that plow, but you know, you got grace, you got grace, you got grace to get your mind to right, to get your strength back, and to keep on keeping on, man, because one of these seasons, you know, is going to be a great yield of what you're trying to do. Through Hamashiach Yahushua, you know, and I'm excited, man. We should all be excited for what's ahead. We should all be excited. Let me get Psalms 37. Yeah, I mean, I can read it. Psalm 37.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Psalm 37, 23, 24. You know what I'm saying? The steps of a man are ordered by the Most High, who takes delight in his journey. Though he falls, he will not be overwhelmed, for the Lord is holding his hand. So what comes to mind when I read this one is that the things that's on your plate you can handle. The things that's on your plate you can handle. Don't be overwhelmed. You know, the Most High is right there with you. He's got a solution. He's got an answer somewhere. He got an answer somewhere. So don't stress out. You know, you just keep the main thing, the main thing. So like I was about to sneeze, but keep the main thing, the main thing. You know, and it's hard when you're in the heat, right? It's hard when you're in the heat, man. But Psalms 121:3, man, he will not allow your foot to slip. Your protector will not slumber, man. So he's always got your best interest. He's always got your back. You know. Yeah. Yeah, but that's just a little bit of what I got, you know. Some type of motivation for the body, and just a an update on what I got going on and what's going on, in my thoughts and in my spirit at this moment, and hopefully it can reach out to other people and inspire them to keep going. You know,
Turn on the one.
yeah.
Hey, thank the water for your presence, man, and taking time out of your day to join us, little ones, and the rest of the family. We out here in the everyday struggle. This life is a test, man. Just know that what we call our outer suits, this flesh right here passes away, but our spirit endures forever. Just stay encouraged. You're gonna run across obstacles. We've all been through them. Whether it's loss of jobs, employment, loved ones, children, vehicles. We take losses on a lot, a lot of different ways in life, but what we have to do is like when I was in the streets, man, one of the things we used to do is when we took an L in the street, we say, hey man, charge it to the game. It's just part of the game, charge it to the game. You can either dwell on it and let you go crazy, make yourself go crazy to where your emotions get the best of you and you do something dumb and stupid that get you arrested, or you can look at that as a learning experience and elevate from that so that you don't fall into that again, or at least you put your best foot forward not to fall into it. But real quick, before we do anything else, it just crossed my spirit. I need to share my screen real quick. Let me do this. Can y'all see my screen? All right, so anyway, family, once again, just like the brothers have been telling y'all recently that the Passover is coming up on April 1st, 2026 on a Wednesday, I believe that is. Where in Chippewa Pop Party Hall in the Bronx, New York. Psalms 133:1 in full effect. It's $60 for a solo individual and $75 for a family. I invite everybody to come celebrate the Lord's Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Come hear the word, come learn your history, and come sit amongst the ambassadors of Christ. Definitely General Shah's going to be in the building. Chief Priest Aban Ariyah, Chief Priest Kazak Rakar, Chief Priest Shah Nathanya, Captain Daniela, all the advisors. And we're just praying that everybody who can make that journey come on in and celebrate the Lord's Passover with the ambassadors of Christ. Trust me, with the knowledge and information that the general and the brothers are going to be pushing out, it'll be a well paid for trip. So definitely, keep the Lord's Passover, whether with us or with another congregation. But it's a commandment to keep the Lord's Passover. All right. So I just wanted to make sure y'all are aware that Passover for us is Wednesday, the 1st of April, 2026. And brothers of the ambassadors of Christ, Most High's will, we'll all be gathering in the Bronx, New York. And I can share this with anybody who want to put a comment in there for the address or anything like that. I can shoot that all over to everyone. And that's all I had on that. Just, man, may the Lord be with y'all, man, at all times. Seek the Lord's face at all times. Because remember, we got the power to change our future. We got that power right now. You see the rumors of wars going on. The U.S. and Iran, the build up in the Middle East. Don't let that become a distraction for you. Keep your eyes on the prize and keep seeking the face of the Most High. Let me just read something real quick. I'm going to go right back to where you were in Proverbs 16, right? In a second. All right, so this is Proverbs 16:4. And the Most High has made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination unto the Lord. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. By mercy and truth, iniquity is purged. I'm going to read that again. By mercy and truth, iniquity is purged, and by the fear of the Lord, men depart from evil. So by the Lord's mercy and about the truth of our identity, the truth of our constitution, which is the Torah, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. It's the whole duty of man, according to Baruch chapter 4. And when you walk in his mercy and you seek the truth and you put your best foot forward, not being a hearer, but a doer of the word, which is walking in truth, which is the balance of good and evil, then iniquity is purged from you. That's where the radical change of your mind comes from, where the word repent comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And by the fear of the Most High, men depart from evil. So if you want evil things to stop being present in your life, of feeling like you're getting the short end of the stick, then seek the face of the Most High and keep his commandments, family. Reach out to your brothers out there in Israel. Verse 8. I'm sorry, Salakia, verse 7. When a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh his enemies to be at peace with him.
Yep.
That's how you get some of the evil away from you.
Right.
Whether it's in your home, in your relationship, work, children,
Mm-hmm.
strangers. When you walk in the mercies of the Most High and in his truth, evil shall depart. And verse 8, it says, better is a little with righteousness than great revenues without right. So it's better to have a little righteousness than a whole bunch of monies and have no balance of right or evil. Verse 9, a man's heart devises his way, but the Lord directs his steps. So that's where I'm going to leave you at with this. Seek the face of the Most High, keep his commandments, depart from evil, so the Lord may continue to direct your steps. Because like the scripture says, a man's coming and going is of the Most High. So if you got a lot of evil coming your way, a man's coming and going is of the Most High. If you got a lot of blessings coming your way, a man's coming and going is of the Most High. And you reap what you sow. Anything else, bro?
If we endure, we will also reign with him.
Good.
If we disown him, he will also disown us. That's 2 Timothy.
Good.
That's all I got.
Good. So we got to be careful out here because Wanda, she coming at us two ways. She at Miss Cola Brew and Wanda. And I want to send a shout out to that sister. I want to also send a shout out to Issachar Princess. Appreciate you, sister, for supporting us and being here. Sister Wanda, I also saw that you said you missed us. We actually missed y'all too. And I thank y'all for being here to support us and receive us. We got the last tribe of Yah and Moor Tribe 12. This is Ariyat, Malak, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yashala out of Chicago. Let me see. I know I seen Chief Priest Sharp in here. Shalom, Chief Priest. Let me see. I know I seen Sister Dahlia Kadash. And why is my thing not moving? There it is. Just want to make sure I miss anyone. Yeah, Sister Jamie Fon, Sister Dahlia Kadash. And then we got Jean Arya 8270. Or John. It could be Jean or John Arya. Shalom 8270. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure I ain't forget no one else. And I think that's all of it. And yes, we miss y'all and we thank y'all for y'all support. Thank y'all for being supportive of the brothers even in our absence. Okay. And pushing forward, y'all see more of us. And we're gonna continue doing these works and getting back on point and get heavy with our teachings and even just with life experiences, or even just better yet, just checking in with y'all. And that's one thing we haven't done in a while. Just did a check-in with everyone. As a matter of fact, how's everybody out there doing anyway? Right. How's everyone? How are y'all out there?
How was your week in Babylon?
Right, how was your week in Babylon? Good. That was fire right there. Come on, y'all. Don't be shy now. Y'all know we used to talking to y'all and y'all talking to us, so talk to us. What's going on? How's everybody been? How's everybody's family? How's life?
Getting by. Okay.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Yeah, we see you, Miss Cola Brew.
Color brew.
Yes, ma'am. Let me see. Let me see what this is correct. Princess says she's on. She's walking gracefully, getting by. Yeah, yeah. The everyday struggle. I totally understand, ma. She says, chilling in a hotel in ATL for a week up for a conference. Uh
Okay.
oh. Uh
Yeah.
oh.
Look at you.
Hey, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, bro. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, boy. It's dangerous being with that sister. Danger. Hannah Mom's, boy. They hilarious. I still remember her mom's graceful grace and elegance and her beautiful spirit, her smile. You know, we was chilling at the table at the Passover and all of that. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely haven't seen moms in a while or Sister Wana Wana. So hopefully Most High's will, we'll see y'all soon. And let's see what the Israelite princess said. Adult children being rebellious, making me get grace faster than ever. But I do love the gray hair.
Right.
Hey,
Okay. Okay.
hey, hey. And you know what, sister? You know what? You know what? We're gonna pray for your family.
Yeah.
And you understand that, like the scripture says, that man's own foes will be ones of his own house. And it doesn't literally mean someone living inside your house. It could just be within your realm of family, your inner circle, your loved ones. And trust me, the great thing about it is that Sister Scribe Princess is that they have you for a mother, a praying mother at that. And I tell you before this truth, if I didn't have a praying grandmother and a praying auntie, even though they was lost in Christianity, the Most High heard those prayers. Else I wouldn't be here. Same thing for Barack. Barack wouldn't be here. As a matter of fact, when none of us be here. When none of us be here. So we thank the Most High for his mercies, and we just pray and pray and ask the Most High to extend his same mercies unto us, unto them as he did with us. Because I didn't fully come into this understanding until almost my early 40s. Let me see what I want real quick. All right, this is Sirach 2:11. For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth in time of affliction. So the main thing is that we're going to keep in mind is that we just continue to pray that the Most High continues to have compassion on your children and mercy, and continues with that long suffering. Because remember, the scripture says that Israel is a hard-headed, stiff-necked, rebellious people. So they're only manifesting and doing what we read in the scriptures. They're only doing the things that is prone to be done by our people. That's why we were looked at as proverbs and bywords. Right? So we just continue to hope that the Most High continues to bear with them as he does with us, right? Let me grab something else I wanted to grab. This is our Wisdom of Solomon 18:1. Nevertheless, thy saints had a very great light. Sisters, everybody that's tuning in, understanding that you're the saint. You come from the nation of saints, from a nation of the kings and priests and the prophets, the sons and daughters of the prophets. So it says the saints had a very great light. Let your light continue to shine in this darkness, even in front of your children. Because when we're long and gone, and Most High will, while we're alive, that they'll get that understanding. And it says, nevertheless, thy saints had a very great light. That's the Most High through Hamashiach Yahushua, whose voice they hearing and not seeing their shape. Because they also had not suffered the same things, they counted them happy. So the things that we suffered, we count them happy that our children didn't have to suffer. But even then, once they repent, and through the things that they suffered that we didn't suffer, we pray that those things bring them into understanding that they were shaped like clay, as the Most High is the master creator. And just like clay, he shaped and molded them into what he wanted them to be, and their lives were already predestined for them. So let's count all things as joy and happiness, the fact that we are alive and that we've been able to have that power to intercede for our people as others have interceded for us. So let me see what I missed in the chat. Oh no. Had the best vegan food in my life at Ash's restaurant yesterday. Ash? Okay, Ash, okay. No problem. Come. I ain't no big fan of vegan food. I had some stuff when he was around. When we used to be up in Cleveland, the brothers would get together in Chicago and Cleveland. We get together for our little gatherings and have our little barbecues. The brother used to put some of that vegan food on there. It's an acquired taste. I don't knock anybody who's trying to eat healthy. I just don't, me myself, I just don't know if all that stuff is what they say it is, So, I know with them playing around with food and man-made foods, and I just seen a video the other day that these chicken nuggets from these Chick-fil-A and things like that. I seen this video the other day. It's talking about all of that is chopped up rat meat being shipped over from overseas. I don't know how true that is, but I ain't gonna eat it. I'm straight. I'm good.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Peace and blessings to that brother Ash and his household, to his sons Tay, Evan, baby Masha, who should be maybe about maybe 7 years old right now, and his wives. Peace to that brother. And let me see. It's correct. Princess says, I appreciate that. I do. She's okay. Who is this one? No, this is Cola Brew. See, this is her two different personalities. You got Wanda and you got Cola Brew, right? So Cola Brew says, my mom will be in a conference in Alabama in April, so she won't be able to make it. Okay, all praises to the Most High. Maybe next time we'll see her amongst our travels and all of that. And then she says, so did mine as well, Khan. Sister 101. Cola Brew said, children are different this day and time. I don't know. You know what? I don't know how accurate that is. You know why? Because I remember the previous generation saying the same thing about my generation. And then listening to my great-grandparents talking about my grandparents' generation. I just think that the only thing that's really changed is the technology, the information that's out there. But then again, there's different drugs out there that weren't available when I was a child or a youth. So yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, and I agree with you. I see what you're saying, sister. But yeah, I just think that the evil and wickedness that we're doing right now, we were always doing this evil and wickedness. It's just now televised. I think that's the reason why it stands out more. And the reason why I would say that is because a lot of times, I bring up the scenarios when they were talking about Chicago being the murder capital of the United States, and Chicago hitting 700 and 750 murders, as in the 2000s and all of that, as if that was not happening in the 1990s, 1996, 97, 1988, 1989. When I was in juvenile corrections and detention, and all these young brothers coming in up there for murder charges. We're talking about on a unit of 18 rooms, and at least 15 of these guys up there for first-degree murder. And this is 1988, 1989. So, I'm just, keeping a balance with it, what you're saying, and then, just applying a little wisdom behind it. Let me see. Amen. Glory to be to Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. While Yahweh Shai. Sure sis. That's right. Con is not plant-based. It's real. Con, it's not plant-based. It's real. So you can't tell. True. And then sister, Iscrite Princess says, our human meat. Yeah, man. Cola Brew says fake chicken in most of these restaurants. Gemini, LOL. I'm very. Oh my God, Wanda. I'm every woman. Okay, Whitney. Yeah. And actually, that's not even Whitney, to be truthful. That's Shaka Khan.
Oh yeah.
Khan? Shaka Khan? Shaka Khan?
Yeah.
God, definitely Shaka, man. You, oh, Sister Wanda, you just told how old you are. You old. And yeah, also, yeah, man, bro, this is the first week I have not had this is the first week I haven't had a head full of hair in almost a year and a half to 2 years. I wound up cutting all my braids off, man. Braids was sitting down to my shoulder length, a little farther to the top of my back, and I had to get rid of it. I'll let it grow back out, but for the time being, man, you know, when we're talking about suffering and all that and enduring, you know, I'm in my 50s now, so you know, I got a lot of different things that are barriers for me now as an older man that I didn't have to deal with as a young man. You know, you got the gray hairs and the wrinkles, you know, so you know, when you're trying to make certain movements in life, people still discriminate against you based off appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they straight up, they sure will, and it says that they're not supposed to discriminate over our hair, but man, guess what? We still suffer as those proverbs and those bywords because it's highly ingrained in their mind about who we are, and all praises to the Most High that we know and believe different. You know, we have the confidence of the good stock that we come from. You know what I'm saying? I'm 8 years old. Looks clean. Oh, thank you, sister. I must have missed something about the 8 years old. And let me see. Cola Brew says, she says, me too. I cut mine to my shoulders. Girl, look at you. Hey, Barack, she trying to call you out. She said, Barack, what's under your scully?
Cut it out. I got a little fade. You know, I'm Kobe with it, man. You know, I'm about to be bald. No, I got a little fade.
You finna do the Shah Nathanya?
Gonna do the Shah Nathanya pretty soon.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a dark skinned milk dud and a light skinned milk dud.
Yeah, pretty much.
Good.
Pretty
Hey, where's
much.
Shah at, man? Where's Shah at? I'm gonna have to screen record that portion and send it to him. But hey, man, again, man, I really appreciate y'all welcoming us back. Spending an hour and a half of your time with us. Sorry, Sister Wanda, you'll get a 3-hour class maybe in the next few weeks. But now I really appreciate that, man. You guys welcoming us back. You know, just being here to support us, man. Definitely needed that. And I just want to say shalom and peace and blessings to the family, and give all honor and glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Shai, and say shalom to Adawanyam and Akwathium. And you got anything you want to close out with, Barack? Any thoughts?
This is the Most High's project, not ours. So let's take care of it.
Kun. All right, shalom, people. Shalom. Shalom. Hey, give him that $1 million smile, brother. That $1 million smile, kun. All right, shalom, people. Hold on. Let me see. I got to get that last one. There she go. See? Yeah, I told you. Look at that. See that picture right there of her? She looks super mean as hell. On Cola Brew, she looked nice, but she looked mean as hell. She looked like the angry black woman right there. Yeah, I'm just kidding, sister. And also say to you, Iskarite Princess, much love always.
Always.
Shalom.
I miss y'all, man. I love y'all. You already know.
Hey, shalom, family.